This episode of Chasing the Dollar is proudly brought to you by Sportingbet. There's no better bet than a Sportingbet.
Hello and welcome to this latest edition of Chasing the Dollar, brought to you by Sportingbet. I'm Ben Way. It's great to have your company. As always, I'm joined by Adam Pengilly. Adam, great to have you in once again, and some quality racing to look forward to.
Yeah, it really has been, Ben. Been a couple of big weeks in greyhound racing. Had a couple of huge nights at Dapto last Thursday and Friday night. The final of the Chairman's Cup on Saturday night. The final of the Canberra Cup on Sunday night. And we're moving into the Bob Payne Spring Sprint this week at Wentworth Park. So the feature racing just keeps on rolling on.
Well, as you speak of the Bob Payne Spring Sprint, as we spit it out, it's going to be a quality race. We've got the 4 heats, every leg of the quaddie at Wentworth Park. So let's get into race 5 and get us a winner first up.
Going to go with number 3, Archie Gumballs here, Ben. He's a good greyhound, has been out of luck of late. Just seems to be running into dead end after dead end. But crucially, I think he gets the run of the race here on Saturday night. He has a very moderate beginner in Cobra Bale on his outside, has a speedy railer in Mexico City on his inside. Should be able to give him an unimpeded run through the first turn and really switch through the gears in the back straight. Provided he comes up at a bit of a price, I'm really keen to have a lash at number 3, Archie Gumballs here in the first leg of the quaddie. Number 5, Crackerjack Lil goes in for second. We all know what she can do after the Easter Egg Series earlier this year. She's a near flawless beginner, has a pretty good record from middle boxes, and she'll be there and thereabouts in the finish. Number 1, Good Odds John goes in for third. He was really good in his last 2 starts at Dapto, just has to avoid Mexico City in the early going to be in the finish here. And number 6, Electro Storm, is always there and thereabouts, but my numbers are 3, 5, 1 and 6.
As we head on to race 6, also over the 520 metres, and some quality greyhounds here. So unfortunately, some are going to have to miss out on the final.
Yeah, I really think a couple are going to be stiff to miss out on the final on next Saturday night, Ben, because only 2 can qualify from this heat. I reckon this whole race is going to depend on what Schroeder Bale does at box rise. We all know he can ping the lids on occasion and he can dart towards the rails. If he can do that on Saturday night, he might be able to open up a race-winning break. Having said that, I'm going to stick with number 7, Zipping Willow here, who's drawn directly underneath him. It looks like a little bit of a problematic draw. I'm just finding it too hard to find a chink in her armour at the moment. She won the Canberra Cup in pretty good fashion last week, and I reckon she's ready to race against this grade of greyhounds on a more consistent basis now. So number 7, Zipping Willow, goes on top. I've included number 4, Boris Fields, for second. I reckon he's the big value runner for mine here. Along with Fast Archer, he should be able to get the run of the race. There's absolutely no speed on his inside. Xylee Allen in the 6 box is a pretty slow beginner. He might be one to have a nice bet on an each-way basis on Saturday night as well. Number 6, Xylee Allen, goes in for third. She turned in 2 huge runs in the SA Oaks heat and final without winning. But this draw looks pretty difficult to my eye. She's got a motor like no one else, but I think Graham Bate would be happy just for her to qualify for the final, given the depth in this field. And like I mentioned before, number 8, Schroeder Bale, is a legitimate winning chance from an outside box too, so he goes in for 4th. Going to play really wide in our quaddies, but my numbers are 7, 4, 6 and 8.
All right, as we look to race 7, a dog that's had 73 race starts, clearly an old campaigner, an old stager, but you think it can get the biggies here and bring up win number 26.
Yeah, he's been a grand old stager for Graham Bate, number 3, Imri Bale. I'm going to go with him here again. Looked a little bit flat at Geelong last start. I'm just hoping the fact that he drew out wider on the track and had to cover a bit of ground might have been his excuse there. Having drawn back a little bit closer to the rails here, he should be suited, and he probably should be able to improve on what must be said is a pretty moderate record at Wentworth Park. So happy to make number 3, Imri Bale, my top pick. Number 8, Proven Nitro, looks the big danger. Absolutely massive run in the Sportingbet Megastar at Dapto last Friday night when he got hampered going out of the first turn. Drawn out wider on the track, he should be able to charge down the centre towards the lead. He'll be prominent early, has winning claims as well. Number 2, Watto Lotto, goes in for third. Might be a sneaky chance to qualify for the final if he can save some ground along the inside. And I've just included number 5, Purcell Bale, for 4th. She has oodles of ability, but is badly drawn for mine. But pretty keen on number 3, Imri Bale, in the 3rd leg of the quaddie.
And the last of the 4 heats, this one's going to be a cracker as well. And, mate, you just don't learn. More punishment from Zulu Zeus.
Yeah, we're going to give him one more chance, Ben. He never really fired a shot in the Megastar last week when he was slow away from an outside alley. There's no doubt in my mind that 1 or 2 out, he's probably the fastest greyhound in Australia, but unless he sort of cleans up these box manners, he's going to find it hard to win a feature race final. Having said that, it looks like there's going to be no pressure on from his inside with the inside 2 boxes on Saturday night. As long as he doesn't get tangled up with Maximus Danger in the early going, I reckon he can really click through the gears in the back straight and be too strong over the final 100 metres. So happy to make Zulu Zeus my top pick. We'll give him one more chance. Number 8, Desali Bale, goes in for second. She looks a live danger in the race. If she comes out humming from the outside alley, she'll she'll be right in the firing line early, and she might be able to open up a bit of a break on Zulu Zeus. So she goes in for second. Number 4, Maximus Danger, goes in for third. Really keen to see how he steps up against this company of greyhound after a couple of really good wins at the Gardens and Maitland. And number 2, Kobe J, will be doing his best work late, but happy to give Zulu Zeus another chance and make him our top pick in the final leg of the quaddie.
Certainly some tough races there, a lot to try to work through, but we need to find a sure thing, a best bet.
No thing's a sure thing, Ben. No thing's a sure thing. But I'm going to go with race 2, number 8, Tricky Business. I reckon Christy Sultana has a pretty big hand in this race with Cracking Chain as well. But I think Tricky Business might be better boxed, and happy to go with him in the second race on Saturday night.
All right, and for those who don't want to have too bigger investment and put it all into one thing, perhaps they want a bit of value. They can go each way on something. Race
5, number 3, Archie Gumballs. I reckon the market's a really tricky one here, but I think if he comes up at a decent price, we might be able to back him at a pretty good price, actually, and I think he's been a good greyhound out of luck of late.
Now, the quaddie. Did you get the quaddie last week?
No, we didn't get the quaddie. We're still dining out in that quaddie we got a few weeks ago.
Yeah, righto. Well, we'd be rude not to back it up.
We're going to have another crack here, Ben. We always have a shot. I'm going to start off with Archie Gumballs, Crackerjack Lil and Good Odds John in the first leg. The second leg looks a really tough race. Going to play wide with Zipping Willow, Boris Fields, Xylee Allen and Schroeder Bale. Going to have to trim up the last 2 legs, so we'll go with Imbri Bale and Proven Nitro in the third. And the final leg, we'll go with Zulu Zeus and Desali Bale.
All right, Adam, good luck. Let's bounce back from last week.
Thanks, Ben. We need to bounce back. Been a couple of lean weeks.
We certainly have. Good luck with your investments. This is the time. Don't get off now. You've been watching Chasing the Dollar, brought to you by Sportingbet.
This episode of Chasing the Dollar is proudly brought to you by Sportingbet. There's no better bet than a Sportingbet.